بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله الأمين سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. Say صلى الله عليه وسلم. صلى الله عليه وسلم. Today we're going to revise together what we have seen during this week in grammar grade 4, which is the linking and action verbs. It's too important. Please pay attention. Let's start. Okay. Pay attention to teacher, please. I'm going to make it as simple as possible. If I'm going to use my body in the verb, or I'm going to use my brain, okay, it's gonna be an action verb. As easy as that. Okay? Most of the verbs in English are action verbs. Raise, put down, think, remember, talk, see, smell. Oh, smell. If I'm going to say I smell, I'm going to use my nose, so it's going to be action. However, if I say the flower smells like good, for example, it's gonna be a linking, because here we use the verb smell only to link the flower, which is the subject, to the complement, which is good. And I can omit that verb smell and change it with to be, which is the most famous linking verb. It's gonna be the flower is good. It's gonna be correct, so it's gonna be a linking verb. Let's start. Verbs that show action or state of being. Both. The verbs that show action, those are action verbs. State of being, those are linking verbs. Go. I'm gonna move. Physical action, so it's an action verb. I remember. It's a mental action, so it's an action verb. I think. It's a mental action, so it's an action verb. He draws. It's a physical action, so it's an action verb. Whenever you have an action, it's going to be an action verb. Whenever you have something linking the subject, and I mean when I say something, a verb, linking the subject to the complement, it's going to be a linking verbs. It's going to be a linking verb, my boys. Most verbs are action verbs. Some action verbs refer to physical action that can be seen by other people. When I'm going to perform an action, okay, people are going to see that action. Others refer to mental action that cannot be seen, because when it happens inside your brain, no one is gonna see it. Okay, so physical action. The gardener feeds the ducks. He's moving. He's giving food to the ducks. So it's an action verb. Physical, of course. Mental action verbs. She likes migrating birds best. Someone is going to say, but teacher, to like does not happen in my mind. It happens in my heart. Here it's a language, my boy. It doesn't believe in feelings. It only believes in your brain, okay? In your mental abilities, okay? When you like something, when you prefer something, it's a decision taken by your brain. So it's a mental action. Here we have some physical and mental action verbs. Physical, just to write, to walk, to listen, to catch, to charge means to attack. All of those verbs, I'm going to use in all of those verbs, I'm going to use my body. Okay? So it's a physical action verb. Mental action verbs. Remember, inside my brain. To honor someone. By the way, honor can be physical or mental. If you're going to honor a team by giving them medals, it's going to be a physical action verb. If you're going to honor someone by remembering him, it's going to happen inside your brain, so it's going to be a mental action verb. To prefer, decision, taken inside my brain. To know, knowledge is inside our brains, mental. To like, when you like something, it means that you prefer that thing than other things, so it's happening inside your brain, so it's a mental action verb. Now let's go to linking verbs. Other verbs express a state of being, and look here, in being we have be, and the most famous linking verb is verb to be. I want you to move on with me directly to verb to be. Learn this by heart. Am, is, are, was, were, be, being are always linking verbs. Always. Because the verb to be is linking the subject to the complement. I am a boy. I'm here. Is there any action there? No. Am is linking I to the boy to tell more about the subject. It's linking the subject to the complement, so the complement would tell more about the subject. Let's move on. Other linking verbs. You have to learn those verbs by heart too, but you have to pay attention to those verbs because they are tricky. Look here. I'm going to take, for example, let's take taste as an example, okay? The food tasted great. Well, go back. I cannot write more than that because it's obviously it stops there. The food tasted great. Does the food taste itself? No, it doesn't. Number one. So it's not an action verb. Number two. Is there anyone here making an action? No, there isn't. So it's a linking verb. Number three. I'm going to change tasted with was. The food was good because tasted is in the past, okay? The food tasted good, so the food was good. Correct. Linking verb. Now pay attention. I tasted the food. Tasted, the same verb here, okay? Is there an action here? I performed an action of tasting the food with a part of my body, which is my tongue. Whoa, there is an action automatically. Okay, so I tasted the food. So it's an action verb. But I want to make even more sure, okay, of that. I'm going to change tasted with was. I was the food. Wrong. I'm not a food and I was never food, okay? So it's an action verb automatically. Thank you so much, grade 4. If you have any questions, just contact me on Classera or WhatsApp. Thank you so much and see you tomorrow. God willing. Goodbye.